For it. Let's do it to it.
Let's go. Um, yeah, let's get in. I think I've seen this a bunch of times with these mom influencers that use their kids for certain things, right?
Living their life through the kids. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this one now that's completely in the news. Ruby Frank, and if I said her name wrong, I'm not sorry about it. Um,
Let's see. This lady right here, right?
I think so. No, yeah, that lady, the blonde lady. Yep. Um,
Frankie something.
yeah, she is about to. I don't know what, but like she already pled guilty. She's waiting for sentencing.
6 charges of felony counts of child abuse.
Yeah. So
Her.
she's married with 6 kids, right? And the newspaper said she was like a Mormon. I don't know what that means. I don't care. I just care that uh you're a mom that used your kids to do something. It kind of reminds me, and I've seen a bunch of these now, right? Like you've seen the Duggars. Duggars did it with however many and counting. Oh, Jody, what's up? Yes. Hi, Jody. Let's chat. Um, you've seen the Duggars that did it. There's a couple now that if you go and look on Hulu or Netflix that there's a couple different moms that use their kids for social media influence, and then you find out that they're, and I mean this woman didn't like, she hog so she's got 6 kids. What she's accused of is for the kids that are 12 and 9. So there's a 12-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter. Um and the 12-year-old son, she basically, like, he's the one that escaped, got out, and ran to a neighbor, and the neighbor, and I guess you could fully see that he was emaciated. Um and there's stories that she hogtied him, and if you don't know what that means, it's like you tie the hands behind your back, and then you tie the feet, and then you tie the hands to the feet, and just left him there. Like, there's so many ridiculous, crazy stories out there, and for the life of me, I just can't. I, as a mom, trying to get influence through your kids like that, to me is just heartbreaking. Like, I can't ever imagine that. Um,
Yeah. It's rough. I'm reading the rest of this crap. It's fucking wild.
yeah, it's, the 12-year-old boy had to run. Yeah,
He ran to the neighbors looking for food and water,
yeah,
and then the neighbors called the cops
yep.
for his condition. Obviously, didn't look right. So
And it just, and again, I say you see it in the Duggars. I think they had that TLC show 21 and counting, or I mean, it just kept going up. It was like 15 and counting, then 19 and counting, and then whatever. And for me, like, I watched my kid watch his favorite. He was on YouTube for a hot minute. I took him off of it, but um, there, and I'm not saying anything about this. That's why I'm not going to bring him up on the show. Is just, it's a young boy. He's like 9, and all he does is build racetracks throughout the house and run these cars and see who wins, like which car wins. But it's only him and the dad. But and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. And my kid loves it. He thinks it's like the coolest thing ever. He wants a million racetracks all over the house. He wants to run his cars all through the house. And also, I don't know if this kid's being exploited. Like, now, you know what I mean? Like, all of this extra stuff makes me, do I know?
but you don't know. That's the thing. We
Yeah,
have no
and
idea.
that's what's hard. It's like you want
That
to
way, we
support
gotta
them.
shelter our kids through everything and
You
don't let
see
them do
a
anything. Now.
you see a cute kid on YouTube, or you see a cute kid on Netflix, or you see a cute, I mean, and we had this argument about Netflix, like, you figure it's Netflix, so there's, like, right, producers and handlers and all kinds of things. YouTube, there's probably not, just the parents can put their kid on YouTube with no extra steps.
I mean, we put stuff on YouTube with no extra steps.
Yeah, right, which is why I'm like, now my kid can't watch YouTube because I don't know if kids are getting exploited.
YouTube's always been like that, though. They've always had weird things people try to abuse through loopholes and whatnot.
And I don't know.
Yeah, you want it regulated, but then people don't want that much, I don't know, censorship, I guess, on whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah, you want to, but what you try to do for kids as opposed to what you try to do for adults are two completely different things. And I don't think that, obviously, they don't do a good job of doing that. You know, I mean, this woman, and it's not just her. Like, and for the life of me, again, I don't understand how her husband didn't know. She's got 6 kids and a husband, and the husband is claiming that he didn't know.
Well, I feel like what did this thing say? I think it said something along the lines of they did something on YouTube at first, and then they got a lot of like backlash to the comments about the kids or something like that, and then they switched it to a podcast.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they did both, but I don't think they really had the kids in view, so no one can really know.
Because I was about to say the woman that is her like co-host on her podcast is getting charged too. It's not just her.
Jody something.
It's not the husband. It's her. Yeah.
Yeah, her friend's doing it. It's a lot.
Yeah. No, and so much is gonna come out
Of
because
course. Of course.
yeah, you could not. To me, there's no way you didn't know. There's no way you didn't know. I don't know how, honestly, with all the things that came out that she did to those. Well, she said her kids, her 12-year-old and her 9-year-old were evil and possessed. And so she had to do all of those things to her children because they were evil and possessed.
Religion crap again.
Yeah.
What
and but she deprived them of food, water.
But it's like food, water, then like the physical abuse and torture.
Yeah, the handcuffs. Yeah,
they were
it's
duct
just
taped together. Like it was.
Yeah,
That's
you
too
can't.
much.
Yeah. So.
Oh, they're just. I don't know.
For me, the mom influencers and the.
I mean, it looks like she hit it pretty well. It looks like
No, she did a great job.
They said there was like family and friends trying to call CPS and shit to get someone over there to see stuff, but they managed to keep it.
Yeah, her
under wraps for a
her
minute.
sisters were literally like, "Yeah, this needed to happen." Okay, so you knew.
It looks like they all tried to get the police and CPS involved. They just couldn't prove anything. Obviously, if she's keeping them from the world, then they tried their best. I don't know. That's what it says here. It says there was like quotes from family members and stuff trying to get CPS over there to take a look around.
There's more and more things, and so for me, I probably just won't, I won't let my kid watch YouTube Kids or any of the like little stuff that he used to like to watch beforehand. You know, because you don't know what these kids are getting used for on these shows. And it's not regulated, not enough anyway.
Oh yeah. So she got backlash from her abusive parenting styles, and she got off YouTube fast and went to a podcast with her friend.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was pretty. Yeah,
people saw it pretty quick and were like, "Yeah, no, that's not right." And she was like, "Let me hide over here behind a podcast and be chill with it."
And it's so funny because YouTube will cut you off for ridiculous things.
Anything.
And they don't cut you off for this stuff. Like, they're not monitoring this. Like, they're monitoring things way less than this to no end. But you have stuff like this where kids are being worked, 10, 12 hours a day on YouTube because their parents want to be,
want to use their kids to make their life better, I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
It's like, I can't be on TV, so I'm going to put my kids on TV. But
yeah, live the life of their kids.
what do you
Yeah.
think YouTube, like YouTube is not, oh my God. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm doing is no more YouTube for my kid. The next best thing, which was so much fun for me today. I just wanted to get into that one because it's just happening more and more. The parents that are using their kids are just happening more and more. But the other fun thing today that I saw, well, I mean, it happened Tuesday, I think, was the New York State decided to follow in California's footsteps,
Yes. They did. It was
and
Tuesday. What?
Governor Hochul decided to
This one. This one. I think it's this one.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
She.
couple of good pictures, and you got Al Sharpton like standing there behind her with a bunch of other, you know, yeah. If you
I
can,
don't want to play it though.
no, don't play it. There's pictures. Just hit images, but there's
No, this is okay.
like,
I feel
yeah,
you.
just hit images, and it's just Al Sharpton back there looking like, is this really like happening right now? And a whole bunch of other black people looking really excited. And then you got the
No.
one white lady, Hochul, sitting there just proud as punch of herself for doing it, like for signing, because so California put up, they started, was it like a year and a half ago? They had their, we're gonna give reparations, and then the council came back and said that the reparations were going to be like $1.2 million for every black person in California. And so New York was like, yay, let's jump on board, right? So, but not taking into account the fact that I don't know, we have like 300,000 more black people here in New York than they do in California. So now we have a council for reparations.
Oh yeah, they said it was abolished in New York in 1827. So slavery till then. Ugh.
Slavery was abolished in
In,
1827.
in New York, it was abolished in 1807, and then all across U.S. in 1863.
Okay.
So that's a long time
Right.
for just New York.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But so if you gave reparations in California, it would cost them $800 million.
Uh,
So if you
yeah.
take that and do it in New York, it's going to be probably over $1 billion, I would assume.
Let's see what they say. Estimated to be responsible for 500 billion. Due to over policing, mass incarceration.
Right.
This is California's version of it.
Yeah.
And then it was like 308 billion. Now they're saying for New York should be the biggest
Right.
price
Yeah, we
tag.
will
That'd
be.
be disgusting.
So
You would be,
Newsom's already backed away from it, right? Like Newsom's already like, oh crap, we can't do that.
no.
Like, there's no freaking way we can do that. So Newsom's already
Dumbest shit
backing
ever.
off. So Hochul's gonna run in here and try to do it and see what they say. Whatever. Would it be? I'm not even talking about that. I want to talk about how divisive this would actually be, right? So, which black people are getting reparations? Because not
Oof.
gonna be all of us.
Oh no. No.
And I say us because I'm half black. My dad's black. Your
Hey,
dad's
half
black.
black.
And
My dad is black.
this is the difference, right? Like my mom's white, my dad's black. Your mom's white, your dad's black. This
Same.
is what happens. This is a different color scheme that comes out. So are you gonna get it and I'm not? And if so, am I gonna be mad at you for getting it because I didn't, but we have the same
Parental. I don't know.
right? Or can I not get it because my mom's lineage possibly has a slave owner in it?
I don't know. I
You know
don't
what I
know.
mean?
Hey,
So
my mom is white, but she's also adopted, so I have no idea anything past
what her
her.
background, right?
No, so we know any idea what's going on with that. But it's weird.
So we don't even know.
I
And
guess it's from the city though.
California didn't even, like, I think California said if you were black and you were like your lineage can prove that you were slaves,
How do you
like
prove
you
it?
have slave. I don't know. I have no idea. But like, how far back are we going though? Like,
Up
where you're
until slavery abolished date, or
right. Like, were you slaves in the 1800s? And my family was slaves in the 1700s. So you get reparations because like you're closer in time, and d- like you're just dividing black people against each other also,
yes.
because you're gonna have to tell some black people no.
Well, not all the black people were here for that.
Right.
I
But
mean, we've
then you're doing it now in a time frame where, so
150 years later, but yeah, sure.
the no white people actually now own slaves. So
No,
you're asking people to pay taxes to pay for slavery that happened before they were even. So now you got a bunch of mad white people that have to pay for something they didn't do. And if they don't do it, then you got a bunch of mad black people that are like, "Hey, these white people aren't sorry." And you got a bunch of white people that are like, "I'm sorry for what? What am I sorry for? I didn't do it."
yeah. What's the quote on this thing?
I mean, what, how are we?
I'm. It's so weird.
So are Democrats actually bringing us together, or are they separating us? Because
They're
you're going to have a layer of black people that are not going to get reparations. They're just not. And I'm going to go out a limb and say that it's the I'm going to go with I'm okay, fine. Hot take. I'm going to go with it's like your color base, right? So back in the day, if you were 1% black, you were black. But I guarantee you, with this reparation crap, the fact that I'm half black and you're half black, that's not going to count. So you're going to have a bunch of black people who we were told we were black because we have a drop of black in us, that we should get reparations, but we're not going to because half of us are white. Like, we're half white. So we're not going to get this. So you're going to have a bunch of very beige kids pissed off that they're not getting reparations. A bunch of really happy black people that are getting reparations, and a bunch of really, really unhappy, pissed off white people that have to pay for reparations that they didn't do.
but it's also like they're just taxing all the taxpayers, which is
Yeah,
everybody.
right. Everybody's
So
going to pay for
everyone's
it.
paying for, which is dumb because everyone's gonna be happy about money they're paying taxes for. You just get your money back
Yeah.
for however long it's gonna take to pay this kind of bill.
So black people are going to pay for their own reparations
I want to
because
know
it's taxpayer based.
how far back like the family they would go,
Pfft,
because it's like, well, let's say it's look, my dad for reason his family. So is it everyone in the family down
right.
to kids to grandkids, all the other kids, or is it just stop at the oldest living relative of the family, and then they get to choose
And
where
how
the money
black do you
goes?
have to be? Are we all going to have to run out there and go do a 23andMe and find out
Yeah.
how black we are?
Well, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I have no
Because
idea.
my color sure doesn't show it. Like, my pigment don't show it.
Same as my
But
brother.
I know who my daddy is.
Same as my brother. He looked just like you.
Right. And my daddy looked like you. So
Hmm.
do I, what?
I don't know.
And then does your kid get it? Because your
That's what
kid's
I'm
a
saying.
quarter.
Did she get it because it goes down through me to her,
Right.
or does it
I,
stop?
I, so then you got family problems because, okay, so my dad's black, my aunt's black, my cousins are black, but now me and my 5 siblings, so the 6 of us, we're half. So do we not get it? And now our cousins get, like, you're
It's so fucking
How
confusing.
pissed off at the end of the day are people going to be? They're going to be mad. It's just going to be a bunch of mad people.
Yes.
So for me, for Democrats to say that they're trying to bring us together,
That's not the way to do
listen, little white lady, and I say that with all humility.
The utmost respect.
Uh,
The most disrespect possible.
You're signing a bill, and if you can bring up just the still picture, not the, but Hochul's signing a bill with a bunch of Black activists behind her. She's super happy. They're all super happy. And you look at Al Sharpton and he looks like, what the fuck is happening right now? How are you going to do this? I mean, it's just, I'm not, look, it's just the truth of what is actually going to happen if it comes down. It's just the truth.
I feel you.
And they literally already said that New York State is basically, because all of the people running away from New York State at this point, that if New York State was a company, it'd be bankrupt already. Because there's freaking no more people that want to be here.
No, they do not.
So, and I guarantee you it's white people running away from here. Like, so all you got left is people to pay reparations to. Sorry, not sorry.
Don't be sorry.
But
let's see. This one right here. Let's see. This picture.
Yes.
Oh, no, I left it.
Oh, no, go back. Yeah, look at Al Sharpton's face. Everybody else smiling. Everybody else smiling, right? Al Sharpton mad. Like, what? We ain't getting it.
So
he knows we're not
happy.
Yeah, look,
so happy.
Little white lady in the front, so excited because she's helping Black people right now.
He mad.
Oh, Jeffrey Burt. Yes. Jeffrey. Yes. That is absolutely to my point. You're 1/8 Comanche. Right. Do you get to go live on a reservation? Do you
get kickbacks from the casinos? What's happening?
Yeah. What's up? What are we doing? Because I'm sure I could go look up my 23andMe and there's some Indian in there too, or Native American. How are you? Like what are we doing right now? There's no way. And they know it's not going to happen, and they're still doing it, and they're saying it anyway. And they sign this crap. She's signed this shit, hoping that Black people are going to vote for her.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that she was doing it.
Yeah, she wants the Black vote.
That's not the way to do it.
But all you're doing is messing up Black people.
True.
It's just another day of you being pissed off. Because either half your family got it, the other half didn't get it. Now your white friends are mad because their taxes went up. Like, what's happening right now? It
was weird the first time I heard about it, and I was like, how many people are going to run to California now? Because, like, oh, look, I'm Black, let's get some money. And now they're doing it here. I'm like, it's not.
You think, look, my sister lives in Florida. She's probably going to run back here right now. Because New York State talking about reparations. It's the same thing as affirmative action. So where are we going? Are we giving reparations to Asians? Because they had a time period in the US. Are we giving did
you just air quotes that?
Yeah, I did.
I feel like because he did.
I did.
He definitely did.
Well, because a whole bunch of Black people are going to say that Asians didn't suffer the way that we suffered, but
I mean,
they did.
They didn't have it easier.
No,
they definitely had their moments. Shit.
There's where are we going? Like, Asians built the railroad with Black people. So
I mean, Japanese Americans got chucked in concentration camps, but
right.
Here we are.
What are we doing? Are we paying everybody? Because if that's the case, girl, you need to, and I say girl, and I mean Hochul, you need to add some more people to the list. Better start adding.
I think she will as she gets the.
If you want to go through New York State, you better start adding what are we adding? We're adding gay people who got
You can't
fucked
add
up.
that many people. Come on.
Listen, you add them. They got fucked up in the 80s, like
Oh, we're already
70s,
doing blacks
60s,
alone. It's gonna be
right?
just as difficult. Oh my god, I can't do this.
But who are we apologizing to, though? That's my
Um,
thing. Are we apologizing to everybody? Because
what
if
are
we're
they?
apologizing to everybody that ever got wronged by anybody ever,
In America,
right?
like
Like
we're gonna be here for a
we're
while.
gonna be right. It's gonna be a minute.
Jesus. I mean, because think of it this way, I feel like anyone of any like native descent would probably be more offended to this than anything. Like, yeah, they got like bits of their land back, and they were able
You
to do
got
what they
no
wanted with
taxes. They
their
got bits of their
land.
land back, no
But
taxes.
after a long time of fighting some shit to basically prove like you took it though, we
Right.
want some back. And now we're just like, let's start with the blacks. And I'm like, maybe we don't.
I think I think it's just pitting.
I'm all for teaching the history the right way and let people know what happened. But
What actually happened. Yes.
there ain't no reason to be throwing money at it.
Uh, uh, how are we going to throw money at it? And also too, I'm disappointed. No, I'm not disappointed because he probably looks back now and he's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. And I'm a really big fan of Vlad from Vlad TV. And he said something remember when we started getting those government checks from for COVID, right?
The stimulus checks getting
Yeah, all the
stimulated. Yep,
stimulus checks. Like
I like getting
he was
stimulated.
like,
It's great.
my Vlad was like, my bad. I never believed in reparations, but now that we're handing out stimulus checks, fine, black people can get reparations. And I was like, these stimulus checks ain't helping either. I mean, don't get me wrong,
It
but
was nice,
if you
but
could get them, yeah,
it was like
and
what?
you got them for real, like you weren't like scamming and doing weird PPP or whatever the loans that you were getting, and you weren't doing scandal crap, like, yeah, those stimulus checks were nice, but the country was never going to be able to sustain that, and it hasn't been able to. So what do you mean?
No, just like
And
that. What does it mean to
they can
you?
just give out reparations. We ain't just printing money out here. Who are you? The people are printing money. Like, we're paying for it. So it's us printing money right now. Are you kidding?
Oh no, ain't gonna happen.
So New York State,
It's weird. It was weird the first time. It's weirder now.
it's just going to cause more problems. It's just going to cause more
So
looting.
with the California thing, so they decided against it. Then what? Everyone just said, "Fuck it,
No,
go back to
nobody
business as
decided
usual."
against it. The council
Well,
put it out there, and then Newsom was like, yo, and backed all the way off of it, and now doesn't talk about it, and it's not a thing,
yeah,
and
but
whatever,
did everyone
because
just kind of be like, "Well, fuck it, we're gonna keep moving," or they were all expecting that it'd be no, we can't afford that? Was that how they wanted to
no,
do it?
they absolutely know they can't afford it because it would end up being somewhere around 800 million,
Why did
but
they even like announce they were gonna do it?
their state only
That's so weird.
shoot, I think their state only gets like 600 million a year, or they're 500 million a year or something. It's way less. And us too. We get way less than that. And we have way more black people in this state than we have like 300,000 more black people in this state than California has in their state.
Very
And if
true.
people start running out doing 23andMe's, like what's New York State going to
No,
say? Oh, you have to be 27% black to be able to get reparations.
I feel like they're gonna be like more of like your family lineage because we've had a ton of black immigrants here. You can't put them in the list of that. They weren't here for that.
But,
Does that count for
right.
them too? Like they weren't even here.
But that's the thing. They keep putting this reparations thing out for all black people. Well, what does all black people mean? All
I
black people, like the Haitians that just got here, like what does all black people mean? You have to have lived here for 7 years. You have to have your family has to have been here for 100 years. Like what? Where? And then again, do I get so if like California, it was 1.2 million for every black person. So I'm half black, half white. Do I get 600,000? Like what?
Oh my god,
Because
that
my mom's family might have owned slave. Like I didn't own slaves. Like what is happening? I don't.
I stopped trying to understand what's happening in the world. Every day you bring some random story to my attention that I could have
I
lived without even seeing.
It just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Like really, it really does. I
What's going on behind the scenes? I need to know what else is happening. What are they trying to attract us from?
well, I feel like the Boston governor just apologized. Uh, she's an Asian lady too. I'm not sure if she's the governor or not, but she's definitely like a representative or so. And she just literally did a film apology to all black people for race relations in Boston. And then black
What?
people accepted her apology, or whoever the black people in Boston deemed their yeah.
I'm so confused.
So pretty
Apol-
much anybody not black is gonna have to apologize,
for what?
and I don't know.
Not everyone's the problem.
For yeah, right. Like if you have an issue with a person who did something wrong, then get the apology from that person. You know what I mean? It just I with everybody's where I'm I didn't do anything to anybody.
I don't know, y'all.
I have lived by the people. I treat people the way I want to be treated. So I could care less. And people get really upset when I say I don't see color. And I don't see color because I don't think it makes you different. I don't. Either you're a good person or you're not.
True.
I might not like you because you're a shitty ass person, but I definitely don't not like you just because of what you look like or who you sleep with or any of that shit. Like, I don't. So
Oh man,
yeah,
it's just
it's
it's a
gonna
lot.
get crazy, and I feel like the next thing is just they're just gonna make they're gonna make fine, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. They're gonna make white people apologize, and that's how they feel like, you know what I mean?
You think they're gonna have just one white person do it?
I mean,
The white person's gonna elect the white person to do it for them?
yeah, it's probably gonna be one in every state.
Okay. Because if the governor did it over there, I feel like she was nominated for tribute.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
well, you said she was an Asian lady, right?
Yeah, she's an Asian lady.
Why the
So
hell? No, get out of
right.
here. Stop.
So white people are like, no,
Make the Asian lady do it.
but it makes
Stop.
the Asian lady do it. Like, yeah, I mean, it just gets more and more divisive every 5 seconds. And it sucks, man. Like, and then I just think about it, how does that roll into our kids? Right? Like our kids are gonna have to start apologizing. Like your kid's whiter than you if you want to just go down this like rabbit hole. Your kid's light skin
She's my color.
in the summer.
We're the same color the wintertime.
Right. In the winter, y'all white.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's definitely more fair than you. So they're gonna make her apologize for
She. That's weird.
it. I mean,
It's so
if you
weird.
want to go down this hole, it's getting saucy, bro.
I don't want to go down. I want to stay outside. Hang out over here.
Because it just shouldn't matter.
Not
It really
now.
shouldn't matter.
There's nothing we can do about it now.
It's over. We like
I mean, just own up to the fact that it happened. Stop banning books that describe how y'all were back then. Like that's just
yeah.
how it was.
Well, they just did this thing with this. There was a 2-year-old little girl 2-year-old little girl, a bunch of like preschool kids in daycare. It wasn't even preschool, it was daycare. And there was a little black girl that was in there, and they were teaching a Rosa Parks lesson. And so they had one kid dress up like a cop and pretend that the little black girl was Why?
That's not
Why?
necessary.
For
Was
what?
it a play?
No.
This
It
was
was
like
a lesson. It
this
was
is a
literally
lesson
just
plan.
supposed to be a lesson about, equality and diversity and blah, blah, blah.
They don't need a damn visual.
For a 2-year-old? A
No,
2-year-old. We need to learn about Rosa Parks.
with a visual. They had
We
to act
learned
it out.
about Rosa Parks, like, the beginning of high school, maybe the end of middle school.
Oh, when did they teach about her?
And it literally was just, like, saying, like it was empowerment, like, I can sit on the bus wherever I wanna sit on the bus. It wasn't this whole ridiculous, like, thing. So I don't know, but
No, I
I
think it was like elementary school. I heard about it, but they didn't make us act it out.
no, for me, it was middle school. It was definitely middle school, but I
Middle
was in middle
school
school
and then further into high school, they
in
pushed
the late
even
'80s, early
more.
'90s. Yeah, high school, you got into it. High school, you wrote book reports.
Yeah, they did like American
You
history in high
Yeah,
school.
you learned
Like,
about Harriet Tubman, did the Underground Railroad, blah, blah, blah. Fine,
can you
that's
imagine
history,
them doing a visual of that? Some little
but
girl
you
running
gotta
through the
act
classroom?
you're gonna take out the one little black girl that's 2 and make
No,
but these are Democrats that's doing it,
no.
right? Like,
My
they
kid be taken
wanna
out of class
teach
so fast.
diversity and inclusivity and whatever, and by doing that, they're just teaching the exact opposite. So,
Oh man, that's just.
yeah, it's shitty. And I would never want that for my kid. And my kid being as white as he is, I would never want him pretending to be the police.
Not that version of the police.
Right. Right.
No.
Absolutely not. And I'd be in that school like, why the hell do you have my kid doing this right now?
Oh no.
You So you have
No.
this little girl representing oppression and this little boy who doesn't know any better either representing an oppressor.
Oh,
Which right.
that too. Oh,
Not
I can't.
fair for that kid.
I
Like,
can't.
not fair for either kid. That's ridiculous.
Homeschool it is. Got it.
Right.
That's what we're doing.
Getting closer and closer, baby. This shit's
We're
getting
not
weird
gonna
out
let the
here.
kids out the house at this point. They're just gonna be with us, and you just can't trust anything that's happening.
And I'm not saying look, I'm not saying that the far right is any better than the far left or the far left is any better than the far right. I'm not saying that. I'm saying most of us pretty much just want to just chill, raise our kids, teach our kids to be good people, walk through this world in a virtuous way, right? But they're making it really fucking hard to do.
Yes.
I mean, just really fucking hard. And if you think that it's just the right that's bad, it's not just the right that's bad. The left is bad too.
I mean, it's like you need like an equal amount of each.
They're hurting us just as much. You want to take Trump off the ballot in Colorado?
Just off the ballot altogether.
Yeah, just he's not
So
allowed.
wait. So then, who would they be able to vote for over there?
Just like Nikki Haley, Vivek, fucking Chris Christie.
So the entire state of Colorado would have
So
to
you can
go
vote
to
for
another
any other
state.
Republican you want. You just can't vote for Trump because he's not on the ballot.
That's not
That's absolutely
rigged
unconstitutional.
elections. That's not
Yeah,
that's not rigging it. Like that's literally you're telling us you can't do it.
right.
I don't think they're
So
allowed to do that. Are they allowed to do
no,
that?
you're not allowed to do that. It's not.
Like I don't feel like that's something you could do.
No, not with good conscience. No.
But
If
then
they're
it's like
doing it, they're
if
just
they're
rigging
just,
it again, and they're just giving him another reason to say that the election's rigged again.
I mean, he'd have a pretty good standing to say that.
I mean, there's actually like, and I watch a lot of like, I know people don't like him or they don't know where he sways or how he stands, but I watch a lot of Charlemagne the God. I watch a lot of Andrew Schultz. I watch a lot of Rogan. And I gotta tell you, like, if you dislike them or not like them, none of them are like, I'm leaning to the Democrats. They will all say that as much as we wanted Joe Biden to do something to bring our two sides together, he has absolutely done fucking nothing to bring our two sides together. So you can go to your hatred all you want of Trump or the conservatives, but at the same time, you got to do that for the Democrats too, because they've done absolutely nothing to unite us. Nothing.
They
They
don't want
promised,
us united. That's the
right?
point.
No, exactly.
It's the
They
last
promised,
thing they wanted.
yeah, they
You got,
promised black people a whole bunch of shit and did the exact opposite.
what was it,
Just
like student loans taken care of and
yeah,
shit?
all those things that ended up being the worst possible thing. They wanted affirmative action for you. They wanted like all these things that were just, and I mean, affirmative action again, and people don't want to hear it. It's another form of racism. You know, it's now it's telling, but that's like saying, hey, black people can't be racist, which is
Another topic
for another day.
that we've already talked about.
But affirmative action is the same thing. Like, so now white kids, Asians, whatever other, like they can't get into school, but black kids can. Either make it on your own merit or don't make it.
Which is how it should be.
If you make it on your own merit and it's mostly, Asian kids that get in, then you know what? Hey, white kids and black kids, you got to work harder.
Yeah. No, let's lower the bar
Yeah.
and leave slots for only these races, which is weird.
And that doesn't help anybody.
I mean, I guess it did then because they were literally singling out people of color, like, nah, you
Yeah,
can't be here.
right. Okay, so yeah,
That made sense then.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense now.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, we reached our Asian quota for the year. I'm like, what? No. Dumb.
Well, I know this is gonna be super unpopular, but I kind of just don't care. I just don't. Like, either we're gonna have the conversations about it, and we're gonna sit here and I know that if a bunch of liberals are sitting here listening to me, they're not gonna like it, and that's fine. But also, I would love to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, I would love to talk about it.
They don't want to talk.
I mean, they're going to be triggered as shit, but a
lot of screaming gonna happen.
fine. Yeah,
A lot of
I remember when I was triggered too. It wasn't fun.
like,
it
hard
was
R's be thrown
definitely not
around, but
fun.
yeah, no. But okay.
But I would love to know. I would love to talk about it, but right now they won't. It's going to take a minute, I feel like. So,
well, it's been fun.
Yeah, that was good.
It's been lots of fun.
It's been a weird week. A lot of weird stories in the news this week, but those were the two. I mean, I brought up a couple other ones, but those were the two that were the most entertaining.
Oh, yeah, they were. They were.
And the most ridiculous.
Ones with a lot of questions involved.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Yeah, I have a lot of questions. I want to ask a lot of questions.
They're not going to do it, so they don't have to answer the questions.
I know.
It's fine.
That's fine. Jeffrey, if you're still here, thank you for hanging out with us as always. Jody, thank you also. If it's you that's still here, appreciate y'all always. And if it's not y'all, whoever is still here, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. And Clinton, thanks. See you later.